November 24th, 1971, the day before Thanksgiving. At Portland International Airport, no one had any idea that one of the most chilling and mysterious crimes in aviation history was about to unfold in just a matter of minutes. A calm, middle-aged man boarded the flight. At the ticket counter, he used the alias Dan Cooper. He looked completely ordinary, sitting quietly in seat 18C, lighting a cigarette. No one could have guessed the dark plan brewing inside his mind. Shortly after takeoff, Cooper signaled flight attendant Florence Schaffner. With a polite demeanor, he handed her a small folded note. Florence, assuming it was just a lonely passenger's phone number, slipped it into her pocket, unread. But Cooper leaned closer and whispered, "Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." When a trembling Florence opened the paper, the message was clear. "I have a bomb in my briefcase. Sit next to me." As Florence sat down beside him, Cooper cracked open his briefcase. Inside lay 6 red cylinders, connected by an intricate maze of wires and a heavy battery. There was no mistake. This was a fully functional, lethal bomb. Cooper's demands were precise. He wanted $200,000 in negotiable American currency, all in unmarked $20 bills. He also demanded 4 parachutes and a refueling truck standing by in Seattle. If not met, the plane would blow. Following Cooper's orders, the pilot kept the plane circling in the stormy Seattle skies. On the ground, absolute chaos erupted. The FBI and bank officials scrambled desperately to gather thousands of unmarked $20 bills. Time was running out. At 5:43 p.m., the aircraft finally touched down in Seattle. As demanded, the bag containing $200,000 in cash and the 4 parachutes were delivered directly to the cabin. True to his word, Cooper began the next phase. Upon receiving the cash, Cooper allowed all 36 passengers to walk away to safety. Amazingly, none of them ever realized they were being held hostage at bomb point. Cooper had been nothing but polite, calm, and utterly professional. Now, only Cooper and the skeleton crew remained on board. Cooper ordered the pilots to chart a new course toward Mexico City. But he added a bizarre condition. The plane must fly at the lowest possible altitude. Cooper specified that the aircraft must stay below 10,000 feet, far lower than the usual 30,000 feet for commercial jets. He also ordered the wing flaps to be lowered, forcing the massive plane to fly at its minimum possible speed. But why? At 7:40 p.m., the plane took off into a raging thunderstorm. Outside, visibility was near zero. Unbeknownst to Cooper, 2 U.S. Air Force fighter jets were stealthily tracking the airliner from the shadows of the clouds. Alone in the cabin, Cooper prepared his escape. He wrapped the heavy canvas bag of cash securely around his body. He then strapped a primary and emergency parachute to his chest and back. The crew, locked in the cockpit, could only wonder. At exactly 8 p.m., Cooper ordered the remaining flight attendant into the cockpit. Moments later, the pilots noticed a sudden change in cabin air pressure. The dashboard lights confirmed it. Cooper had manually lowered the rear stairs into the open night air. Captain Scott picked up the intercom and asked, "Cooper, do you need any assistance?" Through the howling wind, a cold, calm voice replied with a single word, "No." It would be the last word anyone would ever hear from him. At approximately 8:12 p.m., while flying over the rugged, mountainous wilderness of aerial Washington, Cooper did the unthinkable. He stepped off the stairs, plunging into a freezing, blind thunderstorm from 10,000 feet up. Around 10:15 p.m., the plane made an emergency landing in Reno, Nevada. Armed FBI agents immediately swarmed the aircraft, bursting into the cabin. But Dan Cooper was gone. He had vanished into thin air, literally. What followed was one of the largest and most extensive manhunts in American history. Hundreds of troops, federal agents, and search dogs combed the dense, treacherous forests of southwest Washington. Yet, not a single trace of Cooper was found. Cooper left behind virtually zero forensic evidence. The only clues inside the plane were his black clip-on tie and a mother-of-pearl tie clip. Decades later, scientists found rare titanium particles on the tie, suggesting he might have worked in aerospace. The FBI officially designated the case as Norjack. They investigated over 1,000 potential suspects. Cooper's sketch was posted in every post office in America. Yet, the man remained a ghost. Dan Cooper wasn't even his real name. Many survival experts firmly believe Cooper died that night, plunging into a sub-zero storm at night, with a wind chill factor far below freezing, without any protective gear or helmet. Seemed like a guaranteed suicide mission. But 9 years later, in February 1980, a shocking discovery turned the entire narrative upside down. An 8-year-old boy digging in the sand along the Columbia River stumbled upon a waterlogged package that would reignite the mystery. Buried just inches below the surface were 3 bundles of cash, totaling $5,800. The FBI quickly verified the serial numbers. There was no doubt this was a small fraction of the exact ransom money given to D.B. Cooper. But where was the rest of the $200,000? Did Cooper lose a portion of the cash during his high-speed descent? Or did the river serve as his final, watery grave? Science could never provide a definitive answer. Over the decades, numerous men have been suspected of being the real D.B. Cooper. The most compelling suspect was Richard McCoy, a former Army pilot and expert skydiver who hijacked a plane in the exact same manner just 4 months later. However, McCoy's physical description did not match the flight attendants' testimonies. Furthermore, his rock-solid alibi on the day of the original hijacking proved he could not have been the mysterious Dan Cooper. Other names surfaced, from rogue military men to covert operatives. Some even made deathbed confessions to their families, whispering, "I am Dan Cooper." Yet, the FBI found 0 concrete matches to the DNA on the tie. In July 2016, after 45 years of relentless dead ends and exhausting thousands of leads, the FBI officially suspended its active investigation into the D.B. Cooper case. For the first time, the government gave up. Did he survive and live a life of luxury under a hidden identity? Or did his broken body dissolve into the vast wilderness of the Pacific Northwest? To this day, he remains a folk legend, a ghost in American history. The man who stepped out into the sky took his secrets with him into the dark. D.B. Cooper remains the world's greatest aviation riddle. What do you think happened to him? Let us know in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe your Exectra. Thank you all.